back, guys. I'm at the cigar shop. There's a cool view of it right there. And we are going to be doing an unboxing. Actually, 4 unboxings. And if you've not caught up, yeah, Andis has been dropping a lot of stuff this year. They're crushing it. I think that they are redefining their brand and redefining what people should expect from them. So let's go ahead and start off with number 1 out of the 4. The new Profoil Plus 2. It's got gold titanium foils, premium charging stand with USB-C charging, a 9,000 strokes per minute rotary motor. It's got a magnetic cap, a really nice switch. I will say I have loved the switch on the early one I got. Let's go ahead and unbox this. There we go. So, ooh. You see it right there. Nice finished gold switch. Magnetic lid. And nice heavy duty charging stand. I mean, so for one thing, this right here is a very light shaver. I mean, it's lighter than the FX3. It is a super light shaver. This stand is probably 3 times the weight. And I mean, it is just a very nice charging stand. But let's see what else comes with it. Got a very long USB-C to USB-A charging cable. Normal paperwork. Little cleaning brush. I don't think anything else is in that. Nope. Pretty cut and dry, guys. It's a pretty simple unboxing when it comes to shavers like that. But yeah. Beautiful set. I don't know what it is, guys. I always obey this whenever it says turn on after the battery is charged. I just always do what it says, just to be safe. So I will do that, and we will be talking about that here soon. Let's go on to the second release. The Slimline Pro 2. Now, y'all saw me in that video talk about how small this is. It's no joke, guys. This is a very, very small, tight trimmer. It's got the original precision deep tooth blade. It's amazing. I mean, that's pretty much real size right there, how that is. 7,000 RPM motor. Also has USB-C charging stand. It also has the travel lock, which a lot of you guys said that you don't see the point of it. The thing is, it's really hard to accidentally activate it. You have to hold it for 3 seconds very intentionally to get that to happen. But got a 2-hour runtime on it. So let's see if this opens up easier than the last one did. And it does. All right, guys. Now this has got that black chrome finish that's on the, it almost looks like gunmetal. It's that black chrome. It's also on GTX X02. Nice look to it. Oh, that has such a good grip. That feels a whole lot better than the prototype I've got. And once again, a nice premium feeling charging stand. I mean, once again, this thing is super light. This is probably 5 times the weight. But once again, simple USB-C. Snaps right in there. And my guess is in here we're going to have, okay, so guards, another good charging cable, oil and brush, and your usual Andis care package. Go ahead and put that to the side. And now let's get to what you guys are probably really looking forward to. And that is the Recon clipper and trimmer. Now, this is actually going to be my first time seeing the charging stands. Whenever I've got the prototype stuff, usually they do not come with the charging stand in hand. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. My Master 2 did come with the charging stand for the prototype, but this right here did not. So I am excited to see how this looks, how this feels. I'm stoked. So let's go ahead and start with the trimmer. Once again, we got DLC coated diamond light carbon deep tooth T-blade. Very comfortable blade, guys. So comfortable. 8,500 RPMs. We tried one at 7,500, one at 9,500. 8,500 seemed to be the sweet spot, so we went with that. Interchangeable covers. You've got your gold, you've got your black, you've got your gunmetal. Long-lasting battery, 2-hour runtime on this one. Premium charging stand. Once again, I've not seen the charging stand in person yet. Sorry for hitting the camera. But let's go ahead and unpack it. It's my favorite part. 2-year product warranty for you guys who don't know about that with Andis. I guess it comes with the gunmetal. That's my guess. Oh, yes. Such a quiet trimmer. And a nice metal grippy base. Awesome. Let's see what else we got. Got the charging brick. It's one thing I noticed. The other two did not have that, but however, if you don't have a charging brick, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. USB-C charging cable, oil brush, the 2 lids, and paperwork. I usually just keep the paperwork and all that stuff in there with the box. And now the clipper. So I'll go ahead and say this from my personal opinion, and time will tell, but granted, I have had mine for a long time. It is my favorite functional Andis clipper. As far as what is out there that can do more, no doubt the Phenom can do more as far as its versatility goes. But this right here feels like flagship material. I mean, we got a 9,000 RPM motor that has the ability to tune up whenever it hits resistance. It's that hyperspeed linear motor, which is pretty much a vector motor. It comes with the DLC coated Recon phase blade. It does have more cutting teeth on the cutting blade. Once again, gunmetal, gold, black. 4-hour runtime, guys. 4-hour runtime. Just very impressed. This is going to be a hard to beat clipper. I know that some of you are upset about the price. We will talk about that in a different video. But once again, look at it. It comes with the 5-piece set. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, what a beauty. Click lever, it can be loosened to be floating. And very proud of my lever, guys. Very proud of it. It's so cool. Oh, man. But nice texture. It's an all metal casing. This has got a textured metal. This right here is more glossy with a grip on it. Just very comfortable metal, guys. So quiet for being a vector motor. I'm going to hold this up to the mic so you can actually hear how quiet it is. It's right next to the mic, right? Almost touching my beard, which better be careful with that. Let's see. Put that there. Once again, metal stand, super grippy bottom. I love that whenever they do that to the bottom. The cord, the magnetic guards, the lids, the brick, and the brush. Oil, that, and the wrappings stay in there. So I'm going to turn this around in a second, guys, and we're going to discuss this at a different level. So I know that this is not the normal view. Once again, this is the cigar shop behind me where I work at my second shop. But just let me know, what do you guys think about this setup? I mean, we've got these 4 new releases from Andis in a month. It's pretty crazy. So we've got so much coming from them this year so far. let's count it through. So we started off the year with the Phenom set, clipper, trimmer. We then got the NV2 Kenny Duncan edition. Then we got the GTX X02. Now we've got the shaver, we've got the Slimline 2, and we got both Recons. Earlier in the year, I was talking to Concise, and I said, it's going to be a very big year for Andis. It's going to be so many releases. And so there's 8 things right there, and that's not counting the fact that, I'm not sure about the date, we also have the Master 2 getting ready to drop before too long. So what do you guys think? I'll go ahead and tell you what I think. Whenever I first started working with Andis, talking to them, collaborating with them, I got Matt's attention by being very brutally honest. And I said that, Andis needed to step back into the game, get back involved, listen to Barbers, and he agreed 100%. And that's what made him contact me to begin with. So with that being the case, me and him, we spent, in our first couple conversations, hours talking, about maybe an hour and a half each conversation, about ideas, concepts, what works, what doesn't work, why doesn't it work, what have they done right in the past that they could expand on. And I'm sure that I am one of dozens and dozens of barbers that he's probably done that with. So whenever everybody's like, oh, Andis is just resting on their laurels, no, they're not. They easily could do what Wall's doing and just repaint another clipper, re-release the same thing, call it something else, and just sit back and be like, hey, we've got enough capital, we've got enough invested, it's fine. But what Andis has done is diversify their business to where this makes sense. So let me explain what I mean by that. There's some people right now complaining that some of these clippers, some of these new releases are not made in the US. There's only 3 or 4 companies, clipper companies, that have any, and I mean any, investment in the US. Babyliss and JRL both design stuff here, and I believe Babyliss does have a small factory somewhere here in the US. I want to say close to Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong. But I've done whatever research I could, and that's what I found, that JRL and Babyliss mostly design their clippers here, and that most of them are built in China, but they do have investments here. Now, JRL, I believe they are just designed in America, built in China. Wall, Andis, and Oster are your only 3 American-made companies. They actually employ people here. They have factories here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the factory in Wisconsin that Andis operates out of has anywhere, it probably fluctuates throughout the year, between 300 and 500 employees. The Sterling, Illinois factory is where Wall makes a lot of their stuff. Now, Wall has factories all over the globe. They have factories in China. They have factories in Germany. All over. I think the Netherlands even. So all over the place. And then you got Oster. Oster has turned to private labeling a lot of their stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. Private labeling a lot of their stuff that is not their mainstay barber tools. And what are their mainstay barber tools? They got 2 of them, the 76 and the Fast Feed. Those are made in McMinnville, Tennessee, really close to where I grew up. So why am I bringing this up? Well, there's people like, oh, well, Andis is sold out. Andis isn't doing what they used to do. With Andis, they diversified. Now, Andis didn't white label. They did something called private labeling, which is different than white labeling. Stylecraft, Gamma, they white label. They take pre-existing models that have been designed in China by MRD, and they slap their logo on it, maybe do some different graphics, maybe do some small changes here and there, but it's very minimal. The clipper is already made. That's called white labeling. That's how Stylecraft got their start. That's how T-Pop got his start. The first, I think, T-Pop clipper that was not that way is the Play, and he did something that is called private labeling, and I'll talk about that in a second. So all those are white labeled. The X-Ergo, the Ergo, the Rebel, all those clippers are white labeled. They're repackaged and redistributed Chinese clippers. What Andis has done is not white labeling. It's called private labeling, and that's what T-Pop did with the Play. Now, the Play and JRL are made in the same factory in China, the exact same factory as is the Made Show. All those are made by the same company, made with some of the same motors, same components. And what it is whenever you get to a certain level of money, you can then design the tool, design the tooling, have whole new molds, have a whole new clipper, and they still make it. That's private labeling, because you are not going off what they've made and what they've designed. You are doing your own thing. You're investing a whole lot more money into it. And so you're not going to see, well, and here's the twisted part. For a while, at least, you're not going to see other clippers with this mold. You're not, because it is a custom mold for Andis. Andis spent the money. And if I'm not mistaken, whenever I did my research, it shows that Andis actually owns the factory that they're getting this made out of in China. It's where a lot of the misinformation is out there right now about them. So they've made new molds, maybe purchasing motors that other companies use too. That's normal. And then making them, sending them here. Our blades, all of Andis's blades are here in the US. At least most of them are US made blades. That's why they keep such crazy, quality control on those. But that's what private labeling is you are invested to a point where you have made it your private thing. Now, the reason you still may see knockoffs in the future of these is the way China operates. The problem with China is that they just do their own thing. They don't ask any questions, any permissions. They just do their own thing. That's what China does. So if you have every copyright, patent, everything you want in the world on this, but it's made in China, the Chinese government does not give a shit about whatever kind of copyright patent you have. They are constantly overstepping those rules because there's nobody to uphold them, because the manufacturers there are owned by and work with the CCP, which is the Chinese Communist Party. So that is what that is. And let me ask you this. If you're going to give a hard time about Andis doing this, what phone are you looking at right now? What TV are you looking at right now? What about your car, the components in your radio, your stereo? For some reason, barbers have gotten their head that this is something to really get all up our arms about. Andis wanted to diversify their business so they could be more of what the barber community is wanting. Our hunger for more clippers is what's causing this. They could have just, if nothing would have ever changed with Babyless hitting the market, with Stylecraft hitting the market, they could have easily just went ahead and said, okay, we're just going to make the Master, the GTX XO, and the Slimline, and that be that. We're not going to change them. We're going to stay the same. Kind of like what Wall's done, kind of. They could have done that, but no. They know that our hunger for more tools needed to be satiated, and they want to be a part of it. The way that they can do that without driving up cost exponentially, and I mean a lot more, is by designing them in-house in Wisconsin. And I know that's part of it because I've been on some of these calls with these guys and these designs that they're doing, and I've been a part of that with them. They are designed in Wisconsin. They put their effort in there. They show me different versions of the Slimline too whenever they're working on it. They are designing them with the purpose of designing them to their specifications, taking them to China, having them built much cheaper so they can keep costs lower here. And if you don't understand that, how much do you think these factory workers get paid versus the factory workers in China? And before you get all up in arms about that, let me just go ahead and say this. Did it make you pay for a different phone? Did it make you pay for different earbuds? How about your computer? No? Then shut up. That's my opinion of it. So, and the funny thing is, a lot of these other companies who are trying to make you think that Andis has now stepped away from their identity, none of them practice what they preach with that. Andis actually hires Americans, 500 up to 500 at their factory in Wisconsin, and provides jobs for them. Most of these other companies can't say that. I know that I've spent hours talking to Matt Andis. His mind, heart, mentality is in the right place when it comes to what he wants to provide to the American barber, to the worldwide barber, really. But dude is working hard and trying to make sure that his family's legacy stays intact. And so people could say, hey, he's probably just some guy who inherited his business. Yeah, maybe he is. But guess what? He inherited his family's legacy. And whenever that's the case, you want to keep it afloat by doing good, by doing well. So, end of rant about that. So which one are you guys more excited for? The Recon set, the clipper and trimmer, or the Slimline 2 and the Profoil 2? I'm excited about all four. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please click that like button, subscribe, share this with your barber friends. Let's get this community growing. Let's keep those comments humble and kind, and as always, I'll check you guys in the next one.